still navigating through how do they go about being a private station, carrying information that the national broadcaster wouldn't do. So it was a different kind of a ball game.
1,000 people, while an estimated 1% of Kenya's population was displaced.
But just as Kenyans were beginning to hope that...
It's like a breath of fresh air. There was extreme dedication within the journalists, you know. They had that fire, let's go for it. And it felt good to be in a group of people who are extreme professionals and dedicated to their line of work. And that was a big change from, one government broadcaster, KBC, and the first private news network in Kenya. So it was, like I said before, a breath of fresh air.
These were not just journalists, these were pioneers. For journalism across Kenya's media landscape.
We were the pioneer newsreaders. That particular population would have taken in Sami Lui, the Honorable Raphael Tuju, myself, and much younger broadcasters like Catherine Kasavuli, who joined, and doubtless you have a record of what they did.
Among the leaders already in South Africa and
it was a group of professionals who really tried their best to, have a new culture, to be able to broadcast what ordinarily KBC would not be able to cover because, working within the context of a very restricted civil service bureaucracy. KTN had that freedom.
Our news was interesting. It was the first time that we started our news without Mtukufu Rais, and that was unusual because people are used to, the order of news was known. It is head of state. It was, it's really top down. KTN, we just followed the news, and we did quite a bit of that, following the news as it was.
KTN viewers watch and learn about stories and issues that would not normally receive the attention of international news agencies.
The state was not happy with the fact that we were able to go out and tell stories as they were without any input or interference from them. And so it was dangerous. We were followed, our phones were tapped. At that time people were detained just for having a different opinion of what the state was saying. So it was a dangerous time, but also a fulfilling time.
Christine Goku, KTN reporting.
In the country, there was the push towards political multipartism. At the time, Kenya was a one-party state, and there was this group of people who wanted to be allowed to create and form other parties, and that was difficult because when we cover them, where do we air it?
We had this infamous Mlolongo lining up in party nominations of KANU, and somebody would count 1, 2, 3. This is the 100 on this line supporting this candidate, and 20 on this line supporting this candidate, and then they just declare the person who has got 20 has got more. And what was important is who was writing. They would just say a lie as to who has won. Now, with the advent of, TV stations, now in this case KTN, which was free, if they would be able to take a picture of the number of people who are on the line. And remember that time there was no, cell phones with cameras. So KTN was probably the only independent media house which could show the picture of what actually happened at that particular moment in time. So it had that advantage.
KTN introduced a new reporting angle, a private angle which said, you know what, we are going to tell the truth. And that truth was being told by KTN. For instance, Sabasaba, they counted 8 bodies. But the government was telling us there were only 2 people who died in Sabasaba. But KTN said no, they counted 8 bodies of people who were shot in Kamkunji. So that KTN kind of led that, you can tell the truth.
As we look back, we remember the defining stories of the 1990s, the tense 1992 multi-party elections.
The future of Kenya, not the history of Kenya.
No more grabbing! No more grabbing!
The Green Belt Movement demonstrations to save Karura Forest, led by the late Professor Wangari Maathai.
Our forefathers shed blood for land. We will do so. This is my blood.
The harrowing August 7th, 1998 U.S. Embassy bombing. KTN was there, breaking news at home, making headlines across the world.
As a newsreader, one was very apprehensive of announcing that a new political party had been formed to go into opposition, to go against President Daniel Arap Moi, and that was a party formed by President-to-be Mwai Kibaki. But I remember very vividly at the time that my producer, we were taking a bold step in making that announcement because the government was very much anti. I also remember that to interview President Moi at the time was something of a big deal. I do believe that I was the only journalist ever to have interviewed him face-to-face in his perhaps 25 years in power. So it was a big interview and it was a big deal, and people turned to KTN as the station to watch.
It was daring journalism at its best.
With every broadcast, KTN wasn't just reporting. It was influencing the national conversation. From the corridors of power,
Hatujui ni kwa nini.
to the voices in the streets, KTN listened, documented, and delivered even amidst challenges that stood in their paths.
One time KTN News was shut down. We were not allowed to tell our stories. We were not allowed to report on the news for 1 year because the owners then, the shareholders, thought that news wasn't important, that all they could do was put on, entertainment programs and people will watch the station. So there was always that tension between being able to do your job properly and at the same time juggling the various interests that would not like to see that happen. But it was an exciting time.
The equipment was very cumbersome. Because you need a crew. You cannot, like now, you two guys, you and you lead and be what? No. There you'd have 5 people because the cables themselves were heavy, the recorders were heavy, the batteries were heavy. So you had to literally, you are carrying as a luggage like you're traveling. So to go to cover an event, you had to, but like, for instance, for KTN, the driver had to be involved, everybody on the producer, the news reporter, everybody had to involve to carry that equipment.
It was a good time to be in media because media then was actually media. And KTN definitely bore the cross of being responsible in terms of how their journalism worked. Looking at the way now the headlines are being done and the way the news bulletins are being done, I think that aspect of being bold, the ethos that was there in 1990 when it first started as a station, I think it's coming back, and it's come back very, very well, given the current times we're all politically, economically, socially, and things like that.
Well, I certainly discovered this firsthand when we visited a magnificent forest that is a living museum of traditional culture.
Alongside the news came shows that sharpened fearless talents in broadcast journalism.
Welcome back, guys. That's just a really cool video.
Club Kiboko, launched in 1990s, became a generation's childhood champion.
Wow. It was also...
Who's smarter now?
The stage. To start us off with her good energy.
Who's Smarter Now lit up living rooms with laughter and competition.
Nipige. Kuwa nini? Kuwa wewe si raia wa Namibia.
And countless other shows proved that KTN could in fact inform and entertain.
KTN came for the first time as a 24-hour station. Never mind the fact that we were doing rebroadcasts, right? But still, 24 hours. In 24 hours, you would get to watch a signal.
To date, we continue this legacy.
Rolling.
The technology has changed. From black and white screens to high-definition streams, from a single channel to a global platform, from analog to digital media.
Who's there? It's me. Today, I welcome you to the evolution of art.
The heart of KTN, the pulse of its storytelling, has never stopped beating.
And the Secretary Generals to join in.
Let me tell you, the broadcasting landscape has really changed. I came into this industry when the industry was transitioning from those reel to reels, and then we moved on to such huge cameras, the U-matics tapes, and then, until the digital transformation, it has really revolutionized the way we conduct our business. A long time ago, when you went to the field, for instance, if I was in Sudan or in Somalia, I had to wait to come back, even if it's after a week, to start filing stories. But you see, today, with the technology that we have reporters going out and filing their stories real time. So the digital transformation in the industry has really changed. For those of us who saw it at the beginning until where we are today, it has made work easier, I think, and better.
If information remains true, even if you go outside, the people will still be doubting whatever that is coming up, like the social media. They will still be coming to ascertain, to authenticate their whatever news that they have gotten from outside. And that means if you remain constant and you continue giving the bold and truth, dissemination of information outside there, will remain consistent. The only thing that will just change is the technological aspect and the use of space and how you put your information outside there. But the brand itself, it has been strong, and I still believe the brand will still have to remain for time to come.
Miaka 35 tangu kuanzishwa kwa kituo cha Channel 62, wakati huo bila shaka mabadiliko mingi yameweza kushuhudiwa.